All right, so today I'm gonna be taking you through the entire process of how I built out my dream dual desk setup here at the home office. Now, before I started this project, I came up with 4 key requirements. Number 1, I wanted the desk to be deeper than 30 inches. Number 2, I wanted to reuse the Alex drawers and the standing desk from my previous setup. Now, number 3, I wanted a butcher block top that waterfalls on both ends. And lastly, number 4, I wanted to utilize the sit stand function on the work side of the setup. So with all that in mind, let me take you back to the beginning. So to kick things off, I found these 6 foot by 39 inch deep butcher block slabs at Lowe's. Now these are intended for kitchen islands, so I was a little worried they might be too big, but they ended up working out perfectly. Now to prep these, I just gave them a nice sanding, and then we used some of this pre-stain so that the final finish would be nice and uniform. The one we're gonna try out, Kona. This is a gel stain. I'm actually glad that I went to Home Depot because by the looks of it, gel stain applies better. There is less blotchiness. So I'm gonna be trying this out for the first time. Hopefully it looks good. So after getting the first side stained and letting it sit overnight, the color came out perfect. Now next, I needed to seal the stained surface, so I went with Minwax Polyacrylic Max. Now the reason I went with Max was because after a couple of hours of drying, it would be fine for some light use. This meant I could flip it over and get started with finishing the rest of the butcher block the same day. So to support the middle of the desk, I found these heavy-duty support brackets at Home Depot in the clearance section for $2 each. Now after letting everything dry overnight, I finished the desktop by cutting a 45-degree miter on the end for the waterfall sides. So moving along inside of my temporary setup, here I have an old FlexiSpot standing desk and a couple Alex drawers that I'm going to be including in the new setup. Now to start things off, I removed the wooden top and then started installing the support brackets, making sure to fasten them to the studs in the wall. All right, so the next thing we need to take care of before we can lay the desk down is that we need to shim out all of these brackets. Right now, if I tighten them against the wall, it brings the top out of level. So we're gonna shim that out and then we'll be good to move on. Whew. All right, the wall supports are all leveled, and now we can finally bring in the desktop. So with the 2 desktops now in place, I needed to install some hardware to support the corner piece in between, and this will help us maintain that floating look we're going for. Now I'll have a link for all of this hardware down below in the description if you're thinking about doing something similar. So after getting everything installed, we tested out the standing function and it worked flawlessly even with the added 11 inches of depth. We connected the Waterfall Edge here and secured that to the Alex drawer with 1.5 inch cabinet screws, and then we were on to mounting our monitors. So for the last few years on the PC side of things, I've been rocking this 57-inch Samsung Odyssey Neo G9, which is a 4K dual UHD display. And then on the top, I have a 27-inch Alienware monitor, which is 1440p at 240 Hz. Now we'll talk more about the details at the end, but for now, let's move on to cable management. So we got cables coming from the monitors we got to run down and under. We got cables from behind the computer that we're gonna have to run down and under. Now we do have upgrades that are gonna be happening to this PC. We'll do that after we get the cable management all figured out. But yeah, we've got the work set up as well. I haven't set that up yet. We'll get to that after we start with the cable management with the gaming side. Just hiding more wires through the wall and under the desk. That's the name of the game. Keep everything as clean as possible. So I did this in my last setup and it worked out pretty well. I cut some 2-inch holes near the monitor mounts and another one nice and tight to the underside of the desk. Now after that, I can fish the wires through the wall and run all the connections under the desk for a nice clean setup. Now on the Mac side of things, I'll be using these two LG ultrafine 32-inch 6K monitors, which I would highly recommend if you're using a docked MacBook setup and you don't want to pay the premium price that Apple is charging for their similarly spec'd displays. Now, we will talk more about this again at the end of the video, but for now, we're going to drill some holes, get the slack accounted for so none of these wires are getting pulled, and we'll move on from there. Now we're going to take a pause with the desk. It is finally time go ahead and upgrade the PC. All right, so this is my old PC. This is probably a year old or so. And honestly, it really doesn't need to be updated. The only reason I'm doing that is because one, Height came out with the Q80. So this is the all-white Q80 cooler from Height, and in comparison to the Q60 and even other models out there, this has a much higher maximum thermal capacity, which keeps your CPU running cooler with lower fan speeds. Now next up, we have the MPG X870E Carbon Wi-Fi. Now this board features flagship grade power delivery, future-proof connectivity, toolless features that simplify the building process, and a lot of other benefits. And lastly, we have the Height LN70 Noodle lighting, which just pairs perfectly with the Y70 case. So because we have to replace the motherboard, we're basically going to have to rebuild the whole PC. So I'm not really going to try to save any of this cable management or any of these cable ties. We're just going to snip them, and we'll probably start with getting this these fans out of here. So I know when the Q80 came out, they had a recall and they even halted sales due to some of the AIO coolers having leaks. But Height did send out this new unit, so hopefully we don't have any problems down the line. Fingers crossed. All right, we're good to unbox the motherboard. We'll set the CPU in here on the RAM and then set it into the case. So for storage on this PC, I've got a 2TB M.2 for the OS and applications. I then have two 4TB M.2 drives as well. One's going to be for gaming files, and then the other is just going to be for general storage. We got a mess of cables back here. Best way I found to do this is to break it up in chunks. So we got all this coming from the front panel, and this is for our touchscreen for the case. So we're gonna go ahead and deal with that first, and we'll just chunk it up bit by bit. So for RAM sticks, I've got two 24 gig sticks of Corsair Dominator Titanium. This is DDR5, giving us a total of 48 gigs for the PC. So wrapping things up here on the computer upgrades, we've got some pre-applied thermal paste here on the cooler, so we're gonna go ahead, get that installed. Now on the back of the screen here, you got a nice little magnetic cover clip, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish up with getting our GPU installed, and then we're testing it out. Boom, thankfully it works first time, no issues, so we're good with the upgrades. Close everything up and move right along. So we got the PC set up, everything underneath is taken care of. We've got some drawer organizers for the Alex drawers to throw in. We'll put the rest of the drawers back in over there. We've got the wood panel made, did that this weekend. We're gonna toss that on, and then the walls need a little something, right? They're too naked. So what am I gonna do? Well, what's everyone doing? Bam, wood slat panels. You can see it's kind of like a slightly lighter walnut. Oof. We'll probably run it from the corner, probably 2/3 of the wall. We'll see how that looks. Maybe some floating shelves, but I don't know. I've got some, not sure what we're gonna do there. So we'll see how it goes. We're going 1.5 inch cabinet screws. We're going to be putting these slats up. Now the directions for installing these things say to use like liquid nails. Put it on the back and stick it to the wall. But I don't know about you, but by the time I get tired of looking at these things, I am not going to want to be peeling liquid nails off the wall. So we're instead going to use maybe 2 to 3 18-inch gauge brad nails. Shoot it in the wall in between the slats so you don't see it. Now if they don't stay on the wall for whatever reason, we'll hit it with a couple more nails because I'm not using liquid nails because that's going to be a pain later on. So to cover up all the wires going to the MacBook, I made this little monitor riser. Now I just took some of the leftover butcher block, cut it into pieces and glued it together. After a couple hours, it was good to go. So while the setup is almost complete, the last thing that needed an upgrade is the seating. Now this old FlexiSpot chair did the job, but the headrest wasn't very comfy and the sides being made of this stiff plastic was not ideal if you wanted to kick your leg up while you work. So big thank you to DXRacer for sending out some new chairs to complement the new setup. So the first chair we're unboxing is a drifting series chair. Now this is in a light gray fabric upholstery. Now assembly was pretty simple, everything was well packaged and the hardware was pre-installed, which made the assembly really simple. Now for the gaming side of things, I went with the Martian series chair, which is the world's first electric gaming chair. Now getting into assembly, this chair was very similar to the drifting series, but comes with a lot of upgrades that just justify the added cost. Now this chair runs off a battery pack, which is easily installed on the bottom. All of the connections are nicely labeled, and to cover that up, they have a flap that folds over and hides everything with magnetic clips. So overall, first impressions, build quality is great on both. The added features of the Martian series justify the added price in my opinion. The buttons are very tactile and satisfying to use. And the biggest pro I'd say in my opinion is the fabric upholstery. I wish I would have switched to these years ago. So with all the finishing touches in place for this project, it is now time for the final review. So with my new desk setup complete here at the home office, let's do a little rundown on everything I've got going on, starting with the MacBook setup here on the right. So at the heart of the setup, I have a 16-inch M4 Max MacBook Pro that is for the most part in the stand tucked away unless I'm out on a trip or working at a coffee shop. Now for the majority of the time, I keep it plugged into this Kensington Thunderbolt 5 docking station that supplies power and gives me access to plenty of ports here in between the monitors. I would consider this dock pretty essential since I can still have access to all of these ports while keeping the Mac tucked away and saving desk space. Now next to that, I have a Scarlett Solo 4th Gen. I use this to run my Shure SM7B mic connected by an XLR cable, which is tucked away under the monitor riser. Now besides recording voiceovers, it's just a nice physical volume dial to have when I connect my headphones to work. Now moving on to the displays, I use two LG ultrafine 6K monitors. Now these are IPS panels that run off of Thunderbolt 5 at 60 Hz. Now it would have been nice to have 120 Hz, but you know, for the price, I'll take it. So moving on to peripherals, I use the MX Master 4 mouse, the MX mechanical keyboard, and the Apple Magic trackpad on this Nordic felt mouse pad. Now I've had the MX Master 3 for years before I just recently upgraded, and the upgrade is nice, but it's not completely necessary if you already are using the Master 3. Now moving on to the PC side, I've got another dual display setup. On the bottom, I have the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. Now this is a 57-inch 240Hz dual 4K display. Now above that, I have an Alienware 27-inch 1440p 240Hz display. Now when I fire up some games, I like to pull this display down a bit and use the ultra wide to see Discord and Spotify and things like that on the sides. Now for the gaming peripherals, I use the Wooting 60HE Plus and the Razer Naga Pro. Both of these are sitting on your typical black mouse pad. Now lastly, we'll touch on the custom PC here for a little bit. Going over some of the specs, we've got a 9800 X3D CPU. We've got the Asus ROG Strix 4090 White OC GPU. The MPG X870E Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard, 10 terabytes of M.2 NVMe storage on 3 different drives. I've got the Height Q80 AIO cooler, all enclosed in the Height Y70 touch case. Now I haven't had much time to game lately, but occasionally I'll run some Ark or Fortnite OG with the homies. Now I'd like to eventually build out a sim racing rig here in the office, but for now, I use the Logitech Pro wheelbase and pedals to play F1 and Gran Turismo. Now I like the Logitech pedals as they feel stiff and have a very solid build quality, and I can say the same for the wheelbase. My only gripe is there are no other steering wheels to choose from at the moment, so I might be going a different direction when I eventually build out the sim rig here in the office. So overall, I am very happy with how the setup turned out. I'm glad I could reuse the Alex drawers in my old sit-stand desk. I love the depth of the desktop at 39 inches and that I can still raise the Mac setup when I'm editing for long periods of time. The waterfall butcher block didn't come out exactly as I planned, but nonetheless, I'm happy with how we were able to pivot and it still came out pretty clean. Now I know a lot of people are doing the slat wall panels in their setups, but personally, I've loved the ones I put up in here from Lowe's. It definitely helps bring some much needed character into the space. And to tie everything together, the fabric DXRacer chairs are really nice and much more comfortable to sit in for long periods compared to leather. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of the setup. And for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one.